to tonight's broadcast of Horizon. In tonight's show, we're going to look into immigration and the present immigrant situation in the UK and Germany, which have changed a lot in the last couple of years. We're also going to, or at least try, to get a better view on how the refugees integrate in the European society. We'll get into further details about all these topics in today's show. Now we're switching over to the correspondent Olivia E, who will go in much deeper details.
I'm currently located in the city of Subotica in Serbia. At the moment, I'm following the people walking along the infamous and dangerous Balkan route. The people that I'm staying with are eagerly trying to get to the Hungarian border. However, the Hungarian government refuses to open up the gates for those people to let them in and move on to the remaining European countries. I've been lucky enough to talk with a group of Syrian fugitives who have been willing to share their experience with me.
We have walked for 7 days straight without any breaks, and to this day we have been on the road for 1.5 months, with a limited amount of food and very little water. It's very harsh out here. Our goal is to get all the way to Germany, to get a different and hopefully better life. I couldn't provide for my family on this trip, and I sadly lost them along the way. I had a daughter with my beautiful wife, and then I had a brother. I don't know where they are. I don't know whether they're dead or alive, but I really hope that they're okay and that I will get to see them someday in the future, hopefully soon. I came all the way from Syria. Then I went through Turkey, from Turkey through Bulgaria, and from Bulgaria and here to Serbia. We have been treated cruelly. Everyone has treated us refugees very badly. We were caught at the Bulgarian border crossing, where we were beaten up by the police. Me and some of the others were able to flee from them, and now I'm here. Our next concern is the extremely cold and harsh winter which is coming up. I'm not sure everyone will survive. I'm not even sure that I will survive.
But how do the Hungarian police treat you when you try to cross the border?
We have tried to cross the border several times. The Hungarian police are using tear gas to prevent us from entering the country. However, a few people in my group have succeeded in entering Hungary. I keep on trying until I'm successful because there's no life for me back in Syria. I would rather die to get to Germany than going back to Syria.
But how do these things that you've been through have an effect on your life?
I would be able to remember how we have been treated until I die. People have not seen us as human beings. The world is harsh and an inhumane place. I have lost my whole family and everything I struggled to keep. I will continue to fight to get the same rights as other people have the opportunity to get.
Thank you very much for the interview. I wish you all the best in the future.
In Germany, the whole country has felt the pressure from all the immigrants coming to their country. Now we'll switch over to Oliver, who will tell us more about the situation.
I'm currently in Germany, where they indeed feel the massive pressure coming from these large amounts of fugitives coming to their country. Within the big fugitive crisis in 2015, Germany was the fourth most fugitive-friendly country in the EU. They took 3.7 fugitives per 1,000 citizens alone in 2015. Furthermore, in 2019, Germany took in 23% of the total amount of fugitives entering the EU borders. These numbers speak for themselves, but to underline the very serious situation that Germany is currently in, I'm now going to speak with one of the leading experts in migration in entire Germany.
Ich bin hier mit Henriette Müller. Sie sitzt täglich und führt Analysen für das Innen- und Außenministerium hier in Berlin. Willkommen, Henriette Müller.
Dankeschön.
Ich habe früher in dem Programm erzählt, dass Deutschland sehr viele Flüchtlinge bekommen gehabt. Aber wie ist die gegenwärtige Situation mit den Migranten in Deutschland und was ist einfach der Grund, dass Deutschland diese Flüchtlinge aufnimmt?
Derzeit ist die Situation so, dass es in Deutschland im Jahr 2020 insgesamt 122.170 Asylbewerber gab und ein Fünftel der Bewerbungen stammt von in Deutschland geborenen Kindern. Es begann im Zweiten Weltkrieg mit Menschen, die nach Deutschland migrieren.
Aber von welchen Ländern kommen die Flüchtlinge, das gern in Deutschland leben wollen?
Die Flüchtlinge in Deutschland kommen hauptsächlich aus den Ländern Syrien, Afghanistan und Irak. In Deutschland liegt die Schutzquote der Flüchtlinge bei 34,1% und 1,7 Millionen Asylbewerber erhalten Schutz von denen, die ihn suchen. Und es zeigt Zahlen aus der Bundesstatistik.
Viele Menschen neigen dazu zu glauben, dass Migranten nicht zur Arbeit kommen. Aber kommen Flüchtlinge zur Arbeit in Deutschland?
Corona hat viele Flüchtlinge sehr hart getroffen und sie haben ihre Arbeit verloren. Im Mai 2020 lag die Arbeitslosenquote bei fast 40% und wir Experten wissen, dass Migranten in den Branchen arbeiten, die am stärksten von der Corona-Krise betroffen sind.
Viele Länder in Europa haben große Probleme mit der Integration. Zum Beispiel viele Leute denken, dass die Schweden viele Probleme mit der Integration haben. Aber welche Initiative haben die deutschen Leute geprüft, für die Integration zu gelingen?
Wenn Behörden sich bemühen, mehr Menschen mit Migrationshintergrund einzustellen, wird das hauptsächlich unter dem Stichwort interkulturelle Öffnung zusammengefasst. Und dieser Begriff wird jedoch von ExpertInnen kritisiert und er unterstellt, dass Menschen aus Einwandererfamilien kulturell anders sind und sich daher schwerer in den Arbeitsmarkt integrieren lassen. Immer mehr Unternehmen versuchen jedoch, eine multikulturelle Organisation zu haben.
Aber wie wirkt EUs Migrationspolitik Deutschland aus?
In der EU gibt es Freizügigkeit, aber die Außengrenzen spielen für die EU und Deutschland eine große Rolle. Mittelmeerflüchtlinge haben den Druck in mehreren EU-Ländern erhöht und die EU hat daher mit härteren und strengeren Reformen reagiert. Sie haben ein Migrationsgesetz und Sicherheitsmaßnahmen erlassen. Es ist für viele traurig, die viele Flüchtlinge zu sehen, die im Mittelmeer gestorben und nach Schätzungen der Internationalen Organisation für Migration lebten im Jahr 2020 etwa 14.000 Menschen und 71% starben.
Vielen Dank für die Interview.
Bitte schön.
Now we will switch over to UK to look at their situation, which is different from the situation in Germany. And to do that, we have invited our expert in immigration policy in.
Brexit has led to a huge division of the British people. The people have several different visions on the future of the UK, and immigration plays an important role in this situation. Those who vote are on average more socially liberal and pro-immigration, where the remaining voters who are socially conservative and they are anti-immigration. It can be argued that the British government is using a strategy for capitalist society. The British immigration policy has been used as a means by both Conservatives and Labour to control inflation and labour. Boris Johnson mentions in his speeches a lot about this nationalist feeling and the old English Empire. He wants to persuade the people by using pathos, by evoking this feeling in the British people. UKIP's speech is very much influenced by pathos, as in the speech given by Nigel Farage in 2015. Here he uses words that must deliberately upset the audience. We see examples of this as he talks and about the consequences the current immigration situation has had on For example, schools, accidents and emergency crises. Another part of his argumentation is illusion, in which he speaks very compassionately to the many working class families who are being affected by this immigration, and which he has pushed wages down. He does this as UKIP's primary constituency is with the working class. As you can see, since 1964, the immigration has increased throughout the years to 2019, and actually the gap between immigration and immigration is 100,000 people, which is a lot, and this is the estimates of the international migration in the UK.
I have now traveled to England to show you how the government manages these large amount of fugitives who arrives every year to the country with hopes and dreams of a better life. To give exact numbers, 6.2 million of the population of the entire United Kingdom are people who were born abroad. But why do Britain decide to take in so many fugitives every year, and what are the pros and cons of doing this? I have now come to the heart of London, where I'm going to meet up with the current UK Minister of Immigration.
Welcome, Kevin Foster, Minister of Immigration. First of all, explain to all the viewers out there why the UK decide to take such a large amount of fugitives compared to all the other countries in Europe.
There are a couple of reasons why we in the UK are taking so many refugees in, and why so many are arriving at the UK borders. The first reason being the geographic location of the UK, and combined with English being a universal language. Most of the refugees are being smuggled, and a lot of the smugglers have like links in the UK with either their language being English or family or friends in the UK. Another reason is that the UK is surrounded by water, and which makes it eligible for the refugees to arrive by boat, which is unlike any other country in the EU.
What kind of new systems have you implemented in order to control this rising stream of immigrants and refugees?
We've introduced an immigration bill which we are expecting to attract more skilled and higher skilled workers into the UK, leaving the economic gap tied to the immigrants smaller. This new system is going to ensure that our priority is the skill of the people moving here, not the country that they're moving from. Our new approach will transform the way in which immigrants come to the UK, whether it's for work, school, or visit a family. This is going to improve the situation at the borders, tighten the security, and give an overall better experience for the people wanting to visit the UK.
So how has this new system been implemented?
We've replaced the previous free movement system with the new point-based system that they're using in Australia as well. This system is going to secure the highly skilled workers coming to the UK. This system is being implemented because the UK needs to drive away from the dependence and spending on cheap and low-skilled labor and invest more in technology. This is going to create automation, which society just needs to adjust to.
But are there any other benefits that comes with this system, for instance, crime rates, etc.?
Like I mentioned earlier, it's going to tighten the security, which is going to strengthen the protection of the people who are vulnerable to exploitation and trafficking, and therefore reducing the amount of trafficking going in and out of the UK.
Thank you, Kevin Foster, Minister of Immigration in the UK.
The consequences of Brexit for immigrants inside the EU are enormous, because the free travel agreement between countries in the EU will no longer count in the UK. This means that people who live in countries part of the EU will no longer be able to move freely to the UK, which will lower the number of immigrants coming to the UK. That was everything for this time. I will first of all say thanks to all the participants in today's show, and I will see you next week in another episode of Horizon.